If you want comedy, you've come to the right place. But I'm not talking about the rap battle. I'm talking about FTR and claiming to be the best tag team of all time. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. Here to review AEW Rampage for the 14th of the 4th. 2023. Yes, we all know by now, this is the worst hour of wrestling television every single week. But it was actually a little bit funny this week, and not because of an entertaining rap battle, but because of FTR claiming, yes, they said that they are the greatest tag team of all time. Are you shitting me? FTR. Honestly, FTR, the greatest tag team of all time. Really? We'll talk about that in a little minute, but let's talk about another tag team that was in the opener. It was Best Friends versus Aussie Open for the IWP Tag Team Championships. Originally, I thought they were called Aussie Open because they're like the openers on the card, you know, they open up shows, but then it dawned on me that, you know, this team absolutely fucking sucks. They're not good enough to be on the card, whether it be the opening match or not. So there must be another reason why they're called Aussie Open. But I'll tell you what I'm going to call them. Aussie fucking sucks, because they ain't that good. No, they're absolute shite. They're defending belts that aren't even in the company. I just don't get this. AEW has so many titles that are under the AEW brand that are worthless. And then you'll see they do things like this, where they'll bring in more titles from other fucking brands, and it's like, well, what are you doing? I mean, none of the titles they've got are worth a damn. Why are you bringing in, why are you watering down, you know, your titles by bringing in other titles? I mean, this just makes no sense. This would be like Roman Reigns, you know, being the champion. And WWE bringing in, you know, the Mexico World Champion from IWJP LOQPTRS, you know, plus, whatever. Like, why would you do that? I mean, if you're bringing in more champs, it makes your champs look weak. FTR are the champs. Why is there tag champs from, unfortunately, FTR are the champs? So why is there tag champs coming for other promotions? I just don't get this. Like I said, it was bad enough that they had the Ring of Honor titles, and you've got about fucking 12 sets of titles, and now Tony Khan's bringing in other titles from other promotions, and it's like, what the hell? But the only good thing we can take from this is that Best Friends didn't win any titles, nor did they deserve to. Best Friends, what is this? Honestly, two grown men near the age of fucking 40, and they might actually be 40, I'm not too sure, but they get picked up and they get driven to the arena by their mom. I mean, are you shitting me? Like, what is this? I get it, they're trying to make a rib or whatever, but this is absolutely pathetic. How can you take this team seriously? How is this team ever going to make it or do anything relevant or be anything decent in the wrestling business when they come out, when they get drove to the arena by their mum and a fucking, you know, camper fan? It makes bloody no sense, but whatever. Aussie Open win. They hit their rolling elbow or whatever on Chuck, or the fidget spinner, I don't know what it is, but they hit it anyway and they get the 1, 2, 3. So there you go. Aussie Open are still your IWP Tag Team Champions. If anybody can explain what IWP means, then let me know. I know you get PI addresses. I don't know, are they the PI address champions? Do they surf everybody's like internet and steal all their tag titles? Like, what is this promotion and why is it on Rampage? I don't know. But that was it. Aussie Open win. Now let's move on to the next segment. Tony Schiavone's here and he welcomes out FTR. FTR come out and tell the fans that they've got 4 more years with FTR. Yes, FTR say they're going to stay in the business for 4 more years and then they're done with wrestling. But until then, they're going to give everything. They're going to show why they're the best tag team of all time. How are they the best tag team of all time? I mean, they're not even the best tag team on tonight's show, for God's sake. If they're not going to stop until they show they're the best tag team of all time, then they'll have to fucking wrestle until they die, because they are not the best tag team of all time, and they are not going to show anybody that they're the best tag team of all time, because they absolutely suck. And then they started asking fans, we don't know why you like us, and I'm thinking the exact same thing. I don't know why anybody likes FTR, man. They're garbage. They talk about their lack of appearance, you know, lack of physical muscles, lack of charisma, and they're all making good points here. They lack fucking everything, man. They do absolutely suck. suck. So, yeah, FTR buried themselves, so I don't have to do it. I guess that's pretty good. And that was it. They said top guys out. They're going to give the fans everything. Don't worry, just retire now. Forget about 4 years. I'll happily let you retire now if I don't need to watch another FTR match in my life again. Speaking of matches, though, let's move on to match 2. Mark Briscoe teaming up with Jeff Jarrett, Satnam Singh, and Jay Lethal to take on the Spanish Announce Project. The Spanish Announce Project. Honestly, I thought when I first seen this, I thought it was going to be like the commentary team. But it was just a bunch of Mexicans or Spanish people or whatever, Latinas or Latinos or a bunch of... As Scott Steiner would say, it was a bunch of specks and they lost. I mean, they lost to this makeshift group, this horrible faction. I mean, doesn't Tony Khan get it by now? There are so many horrible teams. There's so many large factions that don't mean a damn, that are garbage in AEW, and Tony Khan just wants to add more. Now he's teaming Mark Briscoe up with Jeff Jarrett, Satnam Singh, Jay Lethal, and Sonjay Dutt. I mean, what is the point of this? Anyway, they win in a squash match, but like, why? Who's enjoying this? Honestly, I know Rampage ratings are down the fucking toilet, but I think they're going to get flushed this week because who's going to watch this show? Honest to God, man. Mark Briscoe, this guy doesn't even belong in a company. You know what? I'm sad, mate, that you lost your brother. That absolutely sucks, but this guy's not a good wrestler. This guy looks like a backyard wrestler, an absolute junkie. Somebody you expect to be doing crystal meth on the fucking streets and the hoods. You know what I mean? This guy's not someone that should be on live national television, but I mean, whatever. Could you imagine someone, just imagine someone that looks like Mark Briscoe in WWE? It would never fucking happen, you know? It would never happen. The closest we got someone looking like Mark Briscoe is probably when McMahon brought back ECW. He had like Balls Mahoney looking a little bit rough, but I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, that was kind of like Balls Mahoney's gimmick. That he's a fucking messed up looking dude. Mark Briscoe's not supposed to be that. Mark Briscoe's supposed to be, I'm one of the boys. Aye, dead on, whatever. Mark Briscoe, you absolutely suck. But yeah, they win the match. And it's a squash match, man. Nothing else to say, really. Moving on, we get TAYA VALKYRIE versus Emi Sakura. Who is Emi Sakura, you might ask? She's some big, fat, out-of-shape Japanese bitch, and I just don't get it. I mean, she's definitely out of shape, she's definitely fat, but it's a weird one because, like, she's not fat enough where you can use her fatness to, like, put her over like a Big Daddy V. She's not that fat, but she is out of shape. Not that they would use her weight in any, like, positive way, because obviously, you can't do that, you can't use weight against women, that's misogynist or anti-female or whatever, but, I mean, she is fat, come on. She was chewing on TAYA VALKYRIE's fingers during the match. She couldn't wait till she finished to go to McDonald's. She had to have a little early lunch chewing on TAYA VALKYRIE's fingers. I mean, what is this? Honestly, how can someone that looks like this get into... I don't understand. See, when I see people like her, I see Doudrop. At least Nia Jax kind of carried her weight better. Nia Jax does. I know Nia Jax still a beast. She's still overweight, but she carries her weight better. Partly because she is taller, but weight just looks better on Nia Jax. See, when you look, and I'm not comparing Emi Sakura to Doudrop, I'm not, because Doudrop is like a fucking, I don't know, a big planet. She's like the 10th planet, and she's just landed in the ring, come to crush us all. But, I mean, this Emi Sakura, just an overweight, you know, out of shape, nothing spectacular. I mean, just doesn't look good. Just nothing appealing about Emi Sakura. And she's taking on TAYA VALKYRIE, just another big butch blonde. I mean, I like to think of TAYA VALKYRIE as the slightly better looking Beth Phoenix, but I mean, there's no attraction in this match. I said last week it was the worst Rampage main event of all time. I take it back because at least Anna Jay and, you know, the other one that's in the Dark Order, not the Dark Order, who's the chick that's with the blonde one? Fuck, I don't know her name. Something Hart, Julia Hart, yes. At least Julia Hart and Anna Jay are hot, you know what? So I take it back. Give me those two over these two any day of the week. But yeah, TAYA VALKYRIE beats Emi Sakura. Then we have Jade Cargill at ringside with her minion. And honestly, could Jade Cargill's TBS title reign come to an end? I think it might. But the problem I've got is this title reign is a long title reign. She's got a lot of numbers, but the numbers don't mean shit because everyone she's beat has been bums. She hasn't been taking on any of the, the women, the star women, the main event women. And I use that term loosely because there's no main eventers, there's no stars in AEW. But you get my point. There's a better selection of women that Jade Cargill hasn't even faced off against, like Britt Baker, etc. She's been too busy beating, absolute jobbers on Rampage and YouTube Dark. This would be like Roman Reigns beating Mustafa Ali and Dolph Ziggler and expecting us to care about his title reign. We wouldn't, because his title reign would have sucked. Because all he would have done was beat bums, and that's all, unfortunately, Jade Cargill has done. But who knows, maybe TAYA VALKYRIE will be the one to put an end to this big title reign. But Jade Cargill gets in, attacks her after the match, and hits the whatever her move is, her finishing move on TAYA VALKYRIE. So I think TAYA VALKYRIE is a threat to Jade Cargill. Whether she'll win or not, I don't know, but at least I would say there is a chance. I mean, there's a chance that she could lose, and I mean, that just makes the match a bit more intriguing, a bit more appealing. It sucks when you go into matches and you just know somebody's guaranteed to win. Nobody wants that, so at least with TAYA VALKYRIE, I feel like Jade Cargill's run as champion is a little bit under threat, so yeah. Then up next, we got the rap battle. So I tell you what, this was actually not bad. Menard, Parker, and Hager, they're freestyling, and their raps are okay. I thought Hager was the worst of the bunch, but everyone seems to be saying that Hager was the best of the bunch. But then again, this is AEW fanboys, so I'm actually happy that I'm disagreeing with them. The fact that I'm disagreeing with AEW fans means I know I'm right, because their taste is fucking dreadful. They don't know shit about wrestling or rapping. So yeah, no, I thought Menard and Parker did a better job than Hager. I'm not saying Hager was horrible, but for me, out of the three, he was definitely the worst. And then the Acclaimed and JR's on commentary. He's like, listen. I mean, JR, 72 years old, trying to rap on commentary. Come on. Give Jim Ross a microphone and let him do a rap battle. Speaking of Jim Ross, by the way, he did take a dig at WWE during this show. So the Acclaimed, FTR are in the ring, and FTR are saying that they're the greatest tag team of all time. And then the Road Warriors get brought up, the Legion of Doom, they get brought up. And then Jim Ross says it's great that we can talk about these teams on commentary without fearing any sort of like backlash. And I'm assuming he's talking about in WWE with McMahon. Maybe if you mention teams from other companies for other promotions that weren't in WWE, McMahon, wouldn't want that. He wouldn't be happy about that. But I felt like this was a bit cheap for JR, just to basically, out of nowhere, out of the blue, just throw a random dig at WWE. I didn't really like that for JR, but whatever. He's still the greatest commentator of all time. Anyway, the Acclaimed come out. Max Caster is about to, I guess, rap battle him. He's about to battle him back. And then he's like, fuck it. Screw it. And he just throws the mic down and they run into the ring and they start brawling. They get the scissors. They're going to cut off Daddy Nipples Hards, or Daddy Magic's hard nipples or whatever. Bit gay. And then they make the save. Hager and Parker pull him out from underneath the ring. So yeah, they were going to mutilate his nipples here live on TNT. So yeah, that was the end of that segment. I mean, the rap though was not bad. I'll give it credit. The rap was alright. I enjoyed it. It was funny enough. And then we move into the main event. How's this a main event? Seriously, Jungle Boy Jack Perry versus the returning Shawn Spears. The perfect 10. There was one spot in the match where Jungle Boy's on the mat. He's like looking up at Spears and he asks Spears, here, out of 10, Shawn Spears, how much do you fucking suck? And Shawn Spears looked at him and he threw up the 10 fingers. I suck, boy. I suck the perfect 10. He probably sucks 10 inches as well. This guy fucking does suck, honestly. I cannot stand Shawn Spears. How's this guy in a main event with Jungle Boy? It just makes absolutely no sense. What a terrible way to close off Rampage. And Jungle Boy Jack Perry doesn't even get he doesn't even get an impressive win. He gets like a roll-up victory. So when you can't even beat Shawn Spears, and convincing, I mean, what are we doing here? Why is he having to beat him with a roll-up? Why can't he just convincingly put him away? But no, he beats him with a roll-up. Then the commentary put over the fact that Jack Perry is on the same amount of wins now as the rest of the pillars that are challenging MJF. So I guess the little pillars of AEW have got their own little battle to see who can pick up the most wins or whatever on their way to challenge MJF for the title. I still can't believe this is happening. Again, when you think of pillars... When you think of pillars, you think of strong foundations. You think of strong foundations that are holding up something heavy. They're doing the groundwork. The pillars are basically keeping something afloat. The pillars are holding, something up. They start at the beginning and they're holding everything else up. And is that what these four are supposed to be in AEW? Because these guys ain't holding shit up, man. They're certainly not holding any ratings up. They're doing absolutely nothing. To call these guys the pillars, I think it's an absolute disgrace, man. These guys aren't pillars. These guys absolutely suck. When you think of Undertaker's like a pillar of WWE. He's like he's like a rock of WWE. He is the solid ground. You build on the Undertaker. The Undertaker's a pillar, not these four vanilla fucking midgets. But anyway, that was it, guys. That was it. My throat's still a bit gone, so we're probably going to end this one a wee bit early then. But the Rampage, you know what? I thought it was a shit show. But I did like the rap battle. It wasn't even a rap battle because the Acclaim didn't even go. The Acclaim didn't even do anything. And I tell you what, it would have been actually cool to see the Acclaim go because let's be real, Max Caster is the only rapper. So it was actually interesting to see, Jack Swagger, Parker and Menard, Daddy Nipples, attempt to rap. So why couldn't we get to see the gay guy in the Acclaim? I forget his name. Why couldn't he rap? Billy Ass, why couldn't he rap? We didn't get to see that. They robbed us of that. So I think it would have been entertaining. I think it would have been pretty funny if we got to see the non-rappers rap from the Acclaim, but we didn't get to see that for whatever reason. But I will give that rap a 1. So it's going to get a 1 out of 10 for me, guys. I'm not going to give it anything more than that. I mean, a 1 out of 10, that's about as good as I think you can get Rampage. I believe we gave an AEW show minus 60 a few weeks ago. So yeah, to get a 1 out of 10, they're heading in the right direction. It's definitely a big improvement. So maybe they should just have rap battles every single week. Although I do feel like they've done that before. I do feel like with AEW, every time somebody gets in a feud with the Acclaimed, I feel like they always go to a rap battle. Maybe I'm making that up, but I don't know. It feels that way. Let me know, guys, what you think anyway. And that's it. I'll catch you in the next one. Fog Wrestling here, guys. Peace out. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know your rating on AEW Rampage. And yeah, the big show, the 4 pillars. It's not very strong. I mean, it wouldn't take much to blow them down. I don't think they're holding up AEW. I'm not... I mean, a match with the 4 pillars of a company, you'd expect that Fatal 4-Way match to be fucking great. I mean, could you imagine the WWE? Imagine if WWE put on a match and it was like the 4 pillars of WWE in a Fatal 4-Way match for the world title. Could you imagine what that match would look like? And then you look at AEW's 4 pillars and it's like, holy shit. It's past these guys' bedtime, for God's sake. Who let these guys stay up so late? Anyway, that's it. I'll catch you in the next one. Till then, peace.